Okay, a little different video today. I was out the other day and I'm noticing that it's getting hot, and so I figured I would put out a video about hiking or doing summits in the heat. Um, this is just my opinion. These are things that I do. This is the way I do things. There is nothing in here that's anything other than me and doing my thing, all for educational purposes. You do whatever it is that you want to do or what works best for you. So hiking in the heat is somewhat different to some degree than doing summits in the heat, okay? Because hiking, I don't know, usually there may or may not be a goal at the end. So when you're doing soda summits that, you're hiking to a destination, you're completing a task and you're hiking back. Just random hiking, going around a trailhead or whatever, unless you feel like going to some point at the end, there's really nothing lost if you don't make it to the final destination. So doing sodas is a little bit different than just doing your random hiking. So this is going to cover sort of both of those things, okay? So the first thing when you're hiking in say 100-degree plus weather, look, you have a choice, don't hike. Don't do the summit. If it's too hot, don't do it, right? Very simple. I mean, it's abstinence is, 100% way of not getting a heat injury or dying out there. If you're going to hike, I would suggest trying to hike as early as possible. I mean, I don't always follow those rules. I'll get out there at 9 o'clock and still hike in 100 degrees. Okay, so you guys do what works for you, but you want to try to hike early, especially if you think you're going to try to do multiple summits or whatever. And it's a lot easier to tolerate the heat if you're starting out in the heat or starting out before the heat than if you're starting out right in the middle of it. It's going to be way harder to do that. It's that whole boiling frog thing. The earlier you start, obviously, the more shade you're going to get, right? Because the sun's coming up, the mountains are going to be behind, the sun's going to be behind the mountains. So you're going to be starting in the shade. And if you're going up certain mountainsides, you can stay a little bit in the shade as much as you possibly can. And then obviously the earlier you hike, the earlier you finish, which makes it better. And then this isn't really a thing. This is a hiking thing more than a soda summit thing. And that's hiking higher elevations. So if you're just going out to hike and you want to just hike, you're not really, seeking out a specific summit, then just, go up in the mountains and hike up there if you just want to, get around. One of the things that's important is, you have to know your limitations. If you can't do a 10-mile round trip hike, or if it's a struggle to do that on a good day, don't try to do it on a really super hot day because, look, that's just really not good form. Take as many breaks as you need to take. Don't be proud. If you got to sit down and take a break, take a break. I mean, it's just what you have to do. And don't push yourself. If you feel something's off, turn around. I don't have all my videos up and posted yet, but you can see I've got fail videos. I'm running up against what is my hard deadline for turning around. I'm just not going to get there from here, and it's going to take too long to get there, or whatever the reason is. Sometimes I'm not feeling well. I'll start to feel like a headache coming on, or getting a little bit nauseous from exhaustion. I'll just turn around. So you want to make your hikes reasonable, right, for the conditions. You want to try to be doing things that aren't really going to be record setting. For me, one of the most important things is, well, for everybody, it's kind of stupid to say for me, but hydration. But I emphasize things that other people don't necessarily emphasize, right? They always say bring enough water and stay hydrated. Okay, but the night before, you should start hydrating. You should start making sure that you're pre-hydrating and make sure that you have enough water to post-hydrate. So when it starts getting hot, I carry 4 liters of water with me. And I know there are people that carry more, but I'm already carrying a lot of weight. So I don't really want to carry more than that. So 4 liters. I have a couple of liters in the car, and then I come home and I drink a bunch when I get home. And just as an example of how much water you can actually lose, I can drink all that water, 6 or 8 liters of water. I don't know, like 4 liters is almost like 4 quarts, so you're figuring close to a gallon. So if you drink 8 liters of water, you're drinking what, 12, 16 pounds of water? So even drinking that, I can come home and be 6 pounds lighter than when I left. So, you know, you can lose 20 pounds in water pretty easily out there. And I bring the electrolyte packets with me. So when I get to my destination, or if I'm feeling like a little strung out, I'll take a hydration packet. You don't want to do multiples of those because they can cause you other problems. And I also put sea salt into my water bladder. So I'll put a pinch or two, because the ones with the trace minerals, not like the iodized salt or that other stuff, because that just isn't going to do what you need it to do. And another thing, even if you're close to the summit, and I've been close to the summit, the video I'm going to run behind this track that I'm speaking on is one where I'm really close to the summit. It's the second summit of the day, and I just decided I'm done. It's getting too late. It's hot. I'm not going to mess around with it. And one of the last things, I know people are big on sunscreen and all of this other stuff, and you know, to each his own on the sunscreen. I don't wear sunscreen. I keep myself covered. So it's long pants, long sleeve shirt, you know, a hat, or you know, a covering around my neck and all of that. I find I get more benefit from that for a lot of reasons. One, the desert has a bunch of stuff that likes to stick you and poke you and bite you and tear you up, and so wearing long sleeves and long pants kind of eliminates some of that. In addition, there's a evaporative cooling benefit. So if you're wearing shorts and short sleeve shirts, when you sweat, especially when it's dry out here, that water just goes off. You get no cooling benefit from it, in my opinion. If you're wearing a shirt, that sweat's soaking into your shirt, and then it's wicking off of you, so you're getting some cooling from that. And so wear sunscreen, stay covered, know your limitations. That's about all I can say about that. And when in doubt, you know, there is no doubt. Turn around. Don't go. Do something else that day, whatever it is that you choose to do. And anyway, you know, good luck on the sodas and have fun out there. So a quick recap. Do something else other than hiking. Hike early. Stay in the shade. Hike at higher elevations. Finish early. Know your limitations. Take breaks. Turn around if you need to. Keep your hikes reasonable for the conditions. Make sure you stay hydrated and hydrate before and after the hikes. Take electrolyte packs with you and maybe put sea salt in your water, and wear sunscreen and cover up.